Get ready, everybody. He's about to do something stupid.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, gentlemen, but you seem to have me confused with a character in a fictional show. Now, if you'll excuse me, my fondue is just about...
Can someone please, for God's sakes, tell 2020 to take its fucking meds, because, for goddamn sakes, you can't! You just can't! And for some reason, I'm screwing up the goddamn... I got so many goddamn overlays. Where's the one? Oh, maybe it's because I'm not even looking at dark here. God damn it. I'm the worst. There we go. Ugh!
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. So how was your week, Dark?
Oh, it was okay.
Was it?
Nothing crazy.
Because it really feels like this entire year has just been bipolar or some shit. It's extreme highs and extreme lows.
Yes, the world is on fire.
For me, it's not just the world, bro. It's so many other shit. Because, like,
oh boy.
because here's what I mean. Here's what I mean. Because, like, a couple weeks back, I did an After Dark because I had like an extreme low. I'm a wrestling fan. One of my favorite wrestlers passed away, and so like that, and like even to this day, it kind of stings a little bit when I do think about it. But god damn it, why does it take a fucking-demic in order to get great games these days? Why is it? Do we get great games in the middle of a pandemic? You're gonna die! You're gonna get Persona 4 on PC! What? Oh yeah, by the way, your favorite wrestler's gonna die! Why, God? Why? It's all over it doesn't quit! It just keeps going! Oh, and then there's, there's world news, and then there's, like, some, like, more, like, personal is,
This just in, Liv is quitting 2020 right now.
Just tell someone to get the fucking meds! That's all I'm saying!
Hey, when people said, hey, 2020, it's gonna be like the Roaring 20s.
Oh yeah. You roll it up, like, don't you? Yeah. You gotta lick the paper. Yeah.
The Great Depression and was the Spanish flu over with in 20? No, I think the Spanish flu was still going on in 2020. I mean 1920. No, the Spanish flu is not going on right now. Thank God.
Oh yeah, we got the sequel. Okay, we got the sequel. We got the COVID DLC. It's a pain in the ass, but you know.
Well, now we can't be monetized on YouTube. Thanks.
Who gives a shit, bro? There's other stuff going on.
Burn it to the ground. No, we'll just go back and censor it.
Well, if only I had a censor bit. Beep. Someone tell 2020 to take its meds. Yeah, there you go. But seriously though, for those that don't know, I did a restream of the PC gaming show. It is confirmed. I bought it. Persona 4 Golden is currently available on PC. That is awesome. I've been wanting Persona for so long. I wanted 5. I will take 4. I'll take 4.
I'm gonna wait for 5.
Ah, come on, man. You're not gonna get it? Dude,
we had a conversation about getting into long series. Persona is one of those freaking million-hour series. I just want to play the one. I'm like, I'll like that game.
Dude, it has to be good. It has to be good.
If I play 4 and then I play 5, I'm gonna have to play the rest of them if they show up.
You don't have to.
No, I have to, Liv. You can't just jump in and play some of the games and not play all of them. Though I say that I still haven't played Halo 5 campaign. I played the multiplayer. I never played the campaign because I was supposed to.
See what I mean?
But my mom, I have the Xbox One. My mom had an Xbox One, and the CD got lost for Halo 5. So we were finally had time to play it together, me and Jinko. Oh yeah, the CD's gone. Don't know where it is.
Perfect. Just perfect. Well, you want to talk about DMCA, or should we just skip that?
Yeah, don't play copyrighted music, and, you know, if you've taken any clips on anyone's channel that has copyrighted music in it, do them a favor and delete it, so that they don't get bitch slapped, because people are getting bitch slapped for clips that were taken years ago. And, you know, apparently there's no statute of limitations on the internet.
Yeah. I was talking to Dark off stream about it, and yeah, it's a little different when you see like big streamers get hit with it. It's one thing when it's like a small streamer. Yeah, go ahead.
I said with no warning either, and some people are just
yeah.
Oh yeah, banned. It's like you didn't give many time to rectify the mistake. I mean, you know, yeah, I was gonna say technically against terms of service. It is. You're not supposed to, but people do it anyway, and it's gonna be the a lot of the small streamers are gonna get like sniped, which is why I'm like, I'm just playing Ninja Sex Party. It's like someone slaps me with like, hey, copyright. Like, here's the tweet where they said, hey, streamers, you're good to play the music while you stream. Literally what the tweet says. I'm like,
right.
There. I'm like, yeah, that's safe. Should be. It should be safe. I mean, they'd have to press the copyright claim. And it's not like, I don't think they have a right, because it's like Game Grumps who made that. So I imagine it's not like with, you think a lot of times, like, people complain about artists. It's like, oh man, that song got copyrighted. And they blame the artist. The artist has like no control over that.
Oh yeah, it's all the
It's like
record
their
labels.
agent and
It's all the
their-
record
and their
labels.
lawyers, the record label agents.
Mhm.
Like it is.
It's always
scary
the
when you look
management.
at the music world, how little control an artist has over their stuff.
Except for maybe a small few. I thought I heard, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but oh crap, I drew a blank on the name of the band. I think it's Radiohead. I think Radiohead, they started doing like pay your own price for our music because apparently I thought I heard that they might actually be their own label, so they're kind of independent, and so they could actually set the price that they want. So basically, at least for Radiohead, they actually kind of own their own music. So
Yeah. I know for Taylor Swift, her most recent album is the first album where she owns all the songs. All the songs on
nice.
her it's Lover, that was the last album,
Mhm.
newest album. And all those songs, she owns all of them. Those are hers, her property, no one else's. Which is like a big thing because she's like
Mhm.
the all of her previous albums, like all the went into the hands of someone she didn't trust at all and didn't respect. So
Mhm.
it was like a huge hoo-ah about that. Now she's like, now I'm going to own all of my music and make sure that it's mine.
And
I think
100% more profits for sure.
I mean, I feel like it's more just a pride thing. I mean, it's like, yeah, profits, but at the same time, it's like,
Oh, dude, it's
You
all
really-
about profits. Because you're not sharing it with the record label. So it's going directly to you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's increased profits. There's no denying that, but at the same time, it's more just taking control of something you've put like passion into. It's like,
Mhm.
you know, just it's like something you've made, you've put a lot of heart into it, and then like someone else is like, yeah, I own that, you know, everything. It's like just taking more control. I feel, yeah, there's I don't know exactly how it works. Maybe there's more profit in it, but I don't feel like an artist like Taylor Swift needs more money.
Oh,
it's more of a-
she's golden. She could retire now and still be like a millionaire by the time she's dead. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
she probably even has like a few generations that, like, if she has the day she has kids, if she doesn't already, like, I'm pretty sure like a few generations even after she passes, like they could, if they use their money correctly, they could probably go through a couple of generations maybe.
you say that. I mean, if I were to inherit a shit ton of money,
Mm-hmm.
I probably I'd be one of those people who has millions of dollars, but totally you would never know they have millions of dollars because they just live like, oh, it's just you didn't do anything crazy. Because I'm like, why would I do anything crazy? I don't. You
What?
can't sustain a life like that.
Okay, you got to explain this to me. You got millions of dollars of cash. Hypothetical. You got millions of dollars of cash. How do you not know you got money?
Well, no, I'm just
Let's take a look at the money room. Yeah, just don't even bother
saying,
opening.
like,
You can't even get in through the door. It's just stacked to the ceiling.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I wouldn't really change much. Like, it's not like I'm gonna be wearing $1,000 jackets on stream. I'm gonna be like driving what's an expensive car? A Ferrari, a
Sure.
Tesla. I don't know. I'm gonna be driving the new Ferrari Tesla hybrid. That doesn't make any sense at all, I don't think. But good damn it, I've got money. I'd make a Ferrari hybrid Tesla.
Slow it down. You got it. You got it.
I got a Tesla for you.
Tesla.
Tesla.
There you go. Got it. Nailed it. First try,
Nailed
too.
it. But like, yeah, I wouldn't be one of those people you know, like, just by like their lifestyle, and just be like, really?
It was just hearing that line, like, you know, if I have millions of dollars, I wouldn't know I had it. Just hearing that line, it was like, that just threw me off, because, like, how do you not know?
Oh no, I meant like no one would really. You wouldn't be
Okay,
able to
but I get what you're saying. You mean like your life won't change. You won't change anything different. You're still gonna make like the same kind of type of purchases that you have been in the past. You ain't gonna be luxurious or extravagant. It's gonna be all the same.
I'd get a freaking awesome gaming/streaming PC, but that would be a banda house.
I will have a streaming PC backed up by my streaming PC. Backed up by my streaming PC. That's right. I have 3 streaming PCs.
3 streaming PCs. Yeah,
You only need 1, but fuck it. I got 3. It's a backup to a backup of a backup.
What was that one thing where I was talking? I can't remember a video I watched. It's like, yeah, I do like streaming stuff. It's like you take the wall, you visualize a grid on it, and then fill that grid in with monitors.
There you go. Sometimes I do have to admit, sometimes when you play Minecraft, you just see that with monitors. Sometimes you just take blocks on blocks and just stack them.
Well, I'm farming in RuneScape on this one, and then I'm doing some achievement grinding on this one and some game.
Okay, now that just gave me a hell of a thought. What if you had like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 monitors across, 3 or 4 monitors, going up and down in a cube of monitors.
So like
that would look fucking odd. I don't know why I just made myself think that.
Man stuff, right? Like it'd be like I'm hacking the planet, or like,
I know, right?
I'm tapped into all of the security footage across the globe. I'm just going through screens, looking at the traffic cameras.
I don't know why that just crossed my mind. A cube of just multiple monitors.
That popped into my mind as well. I just was like, that's cool. I'll just keep that in my head.
Oh, man. Well, I can't really think of anything else in terms of, like, news and updates that... I mean, it's kind of the same stuff. There was... I think we actually did get a teaser trailer finally, like a full-fledged trailer of the actual game, Mafia 1, which I'm really looking forward to. So... That's kind of awesome. They did have a teaser trailer for like the announcement, but like now there's an actual trailer for the actual game. And from what I heard and what I saw, it's basically the exact same game. It's just updated graphics. So, I mean, that's all I want. So, inject it into my veins. When is Mafia 1? I guess it would be considered a remaster. The only thing different would be the voice actors. The voice actors did change, but the story seems exactly the same. It did kind of hurt a little bit to not hear the main character, Tommy, not be the same guy. I thought he did his character well in the original. I was really hoping to see him make a comeback, but I guess they couldn't get the same voice actors, but that kind of sucks. So. Well, anyway, I'm still happy for it. It should be coming out soon in a few months. I forget when. But, yeah, Mafia 1 is still a thing. I'm looking forward to that. But, and then, of course, Persona 4 Golden. I'm going to be playing that tomorrow. That's going to be awesome. And, sadly, on the PC gaming show, I didn't hear any... I was kind of hoping for, like, a trailer or something for... Yakuza Like a Dragon. That's supposed to be coming later in the year. So, yeah, in terms of that stuff, I can't think of anything else that, in terms of news and updates. I do know Josh was kind of with me a little bit near the tail end of the PC gaming show. Sadly, there was no news on Hollow Knight. I remember seeing Josh say something about Darkest Dungeon. From what I remember, I did check before, well, at the very start of the PC gaming show, I did have to check, and sure enough, Persona 4 was listed, so I was in the process of getting it, so I'm not gonna lie, a little kind of blacked out a little bit at the start of the PC gaming show, and it take a while to recover. So I was I was putting digits into the credit card part. And, you know, I was kind of doing my thing. So I may have missed a little bit of the beginning, but I kept it rolling though for you guys to see. But that was awesome.
So there's no information on Darkest Dungeon 2? That sucks.
I could go. I meant to do that, but I was talking to a friend of mine during the time I ended my stream and to this point. So the whole time I was eating, I was actually texting a friend in Discord, just going back and forth. Friend of the stream. I believe it's Lacus was the one that was contacting me. Haven't heard from him in a while, so that was kind of awesome. But I was just kind of chatting it up with him, and yeah. So, sadly, I couldn't go back and check the stream because I was kind of hanging out with him for a little bit. So, sadly, from what I remember, I didn't see or hear anything about Darkest Dungeon or Hollow Knight, sadly. So, that sucks. I always heard those are two really good games, so I guess we have to wait. No, go ahead.
No, I just said I've heard a lot of good things about Hollow Knight.
Mm. Yeah.
Cool. They made a sequel.
Yeah, that would have been good.
There's a. Oh, I doubt it was mentioned on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That it's been leaked. A new Star Wars game. A new Starfighter based Star Wars game, which will be awesome. Though unfortunately, I think it's going to be mostly multiplayer, and maybe there'll be like a small campaign. But that got leaked. I think it was Star Wars Squadrons, and I think from what I've heard, there's going to be a trailer dropping on the 15th for it. So I'll be curious to see how it is. But from the concept art, it looks like it's going to be like it's got both like rebel ships and Imperial ships, like an X-wing pilot and a TIE pilot for like the concept art and that. Or like so hoping it's going to be like some kind of campaign where it's like, I don't know what they'd do if they'd have like some of the campaigns like you play as the rebels, and some of the campaign you play as like, not like your character does the all too used up like, oh, they were the Empire, but then they became a rebel. Which is so overplayed. Just please, I want more Star Wars games where you're just like, you're the Empire, and you just like, you do terrible things, but you're like, yeah, let's do more terrible things. But hopefully, God, really want one. I want so badly a game where you play as the Empire and you stay as the Empire. Like, I think the only games, I never played any of the TIE Fighter games. The only, like, there's the TIE Fighter games, I think there's only one or two of them. And then there's Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is the original one, which is campaign you played as first like a clone trooper, and then your transition into the Galactic Empire. So you play as the bad guys for the whole time. And those are like the only ones I can think of out of the dozens.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's not including. Oh.
Hello? You good?
Hello?
Dark.
Yep. Yep.
You good?
I think I'm good. I think so.
It sounded like you were cutting off or something.
I was. I just realized that. I think Steam decided for some reason to start downloading stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I guess for some reason.
Well, wait a second. Wait. You looked up Epic, and then all of a sudden it tried to download freaking.
Yeah.
It tried to download World War Z, and now Steam's turning heel on you. You just close the fucking programs, dude.
I've closed it.
Close it, and then wait. Do you have the startup feature to when you first start up your PC, it just automatically opens?
Yeah.
You go with that?
Yeah, I go with that.
I would disable that shit, bro. Because then I have full control over what downloading in the background. I always disable that shit.
I've shut the program completely down. Should maybe not have a problem.
Alright. So, I guess speaking of, kind of like Star Wars and stuff, I guess I never noticed until, like, more recently, but is it just me, or did Origin actually, like, some of their games actually end up on Steam now?
Oh, yeah, Battlefront 2. Yeah, the original, the reboot Battlefront games.
Okay, so that wasn't me exaggerating. Like they legitimately have Origin games on Steam now.
If you ever wanted to play Battlefront 2, which is completely different, if you're like, man, if what you think about Battlefront 2 is all that controversy at the beginning with loot boxes, forget that. It's been 2 years of development. They've since discontinued development. They're like, we're done. Okay, we've done. They did the last updates for the game. They're like, all right. They're not going to update the game anymore. 2 years later, it's a completely different game. Not at all pay to win. All the mechanics are now like, you level up and do stuff, and you can buy with real money cosmetic stuff. But you can also just earn that cosmetic stuff by either doing challenges or by in-game currency. So it's like, yeah, if you ever were like, man, I wanted to play Battlefront 2, but man, I didn't like the loot boxes. They're there, but in such a capacity that you could just rely on free loot boxes, just occasionally earning them.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I was looking up like Steam for some stuff, and it just seemed like I thought I saw specifically like an Origin sale, and that just kind of threw me off because I always understood it like it was like its own platform, its own thing. So it was just kind of odd to like see Origin games on Steam. So
yeah, I might pick it up because it's 50% off.
Oh, nice.
$25 Canadian. So I'm like, yeah, I might pick it up.
That's
right
good
after
to know.
I pick up Red Dead.
I actually did forget to bring this up. Kind of going back to the DMCA stuff, I actually do need to ask because we will be doing our clips later. Not now, obviously, but I actually was going to ask you, how do you do your clips? Because how I do my clips is whenever I see like a good clip, I always just copy the URL and I basically have like a file list of like just a bunch of URLs of like all the clips on Twitch. And then whenever we do the podcast, I go through and I always bookmark if like I use this one. Sometimes I've been kind of skipping on that, so it's a little all over the place, but basically I have like a huge list, and then I just go through, grab the ones for the podcast, and then once it comes time, I just grab them and throw them in. And I was actually going to ask, do you do anything similar, or do you do it different? Because because of the DMCA, I noticed some of my clips got nuked. So...
Oh no, I just have a Word document that I've labeled save clips, and then I like paste the URLs in there, and then once the podcast is done and I've shown the clips, I delete it and then just save an empty Word file. And then I just add URLs into it. So
okay, so you don't have like a laundry list. So you don't have like a laundry list. You like get them like that day and then... Okay. Yeah, because I was actually going through my clips. I noticed some of them, because of the DMCA stuff, they were Well, I guess one more thing before we move on from it. I actually did hear that Twitch actually did tell some streamers that they have to delete their VODs. They have to delete all their clips. So apparently that wasn't everybody, but that was some streamers. So
I've already gone ahead, deleted.
yeah.
Like I was talking before. I've already gone through. I've deleted all of the clips on my channel that contained any copyrighted music. And I also deleted. I don't think any of the VODs had any. I did delete the couple episodes of early episodes I saved of the podcast because I think I kept the music at the beginning. So I was like, well, Liv's got that all up on YouTube anyway, so I just deleted that entire playlist just to make sure. And also in case any of the clips we played had any copyrighted music in them.
There was a few. There was a few in the past.
Okay. But
yeah.
I
do specifically remember you grabbed a clip and it was I remember thinking it was funny as hell. It was of Milton and he was I think he was singing a song, like a straight song.
Yeah,
I forget if he had it running in the background or if he just like remembered this song. I forget how that went, but I remember thinking that was freaking hilarious.
Oh my god. Here's a great topic I'll talk about right now, which will transition
Shoot.
one topic you want to do. Since we're going to talk about RP later, and you just brought up Milton and that. Josh watched me do it. I learned it was like a couple days ago, like for 48-hour game jam. A bunch of community members or like people in NoPixel, like fans, and that put together a NoPixel dating visual novel. It's great. I don't know if there were a couple characters I knew of, I think 4 of like the 12 characters that showed up. I don't know if you know any of them, but it was super fun. It was like way better done than I thought it was going to be. And I feel like it really captured like the just the dynamic of how role playing on NoPixel is, where it's like super funny stuff, but also like super serious moments. I felt like it really captured that well. Like even Josh, who Josh only has experience of the NoPixel stuff from just yeah, we'll get to that too. From our clips here on the podcast, he totally got into it as well. I was like, damn, I should probably tell him about that. I could send you a link if you're interested in it to the itch.io page for it.
Sure, I guess.
I mean, I don't know, might be fun. Here's the itch.io page. Wait, no, that's the Reddit page. This is the itch.io page. Yeah, there was some Date Pixel. Yep, that's it. Yeah, there's there's 4 romanceable paths, and yes, as the game dev had one that their obvious favorite was like Bobby. There's like Tessa Lamb. The 4 love interests are Tessa Lamb, Lauren Forcer, though Tessa Lamb, Nikita's character, Lauren Forcer, Kilo's character. I don't know who plays Claire Seducer. I know the character, I don't know the streamer. And then Bobby, I knew the character. He's like on the police force. I don't know who streams him, which should probably be easy to tell. Just there's a Wikipedia page of everyone in NoPixel. It's like, here's the character, here's who streams them. But those are like your 4 main love interests. And yes, they obviously had a favorite because all the other ones, like Tessa's, Lauren's, and Claire's, they're all, good length. Bobby's is over 3 in-game days. Like 3, and like it's like 3 day-night cycles go by during that romance path. And it's like, it's so good, but it's so just it's like, as I think it's maybe long. It's probably about as long as the other 3 paths combined. So I was like, me and Josh both agreed. The people who worked on it definitely, Bobby was definitely a favorite of theirs. And funny enough, I learned some NoPixel lore in there that I wasn't aware of, like connections. And it's just funny. Oh yeah, Claire's was seriously heart-wrenching though. Oh my god. Yeah, I didn't know there was such a serious side to it. I've only seen like the goofy side of like Claire Seducer, and I didn't know her. I kind of knew vaguely a little bit about her beginning as a character on the NoPixel server, but there's like the true ending you can get with Claire's path is so like, holy shit, it's heart-wrenching and wholesome. I was like, how the fuck did you do that? Like, I was completely blindsided by it. And then I was like, well, shit, I felt bad that now the only endings I had left were the funny meme endings with her. It was like the freaking funny meme endings after. I'm like, oh no. Oh. I was like, man, that kind of ruins all the fun endings we're gonna have to get now.
Right.
That was like, oh, my heart. Oh, and like even Josh was like, yeah. Josh was like, why is this game making me feel feels? I don't even know these characters. But yeah, it might be a fun little one because you kind of, from watching Silent Sentry, you have an idea of. And I don't know who else you've watched. Maybe, no ERP. Yeah, that's the one ending where it's like you go close to ERP and then the freaking game bans you. It's like, you've been banned. It's like, well, shit. But it was just so well put together and so true to the characters they were representing. It was just a fun experience. I recommend it.
Yeah, I think that was part of this stream that I actually didn't get a chance to watch. I was completely out cold when that kind of happened. But I did notice that you were doing, I believe it was Yakuza after, and I did actually go back and watch that. So I did see that. Okay. I got a knife. I'm not gonna stab you in the back, but I'm gonna at least let you know. Yeah, careful with your words, okay?
Oh.
So, offended is probably the term I want to use, okay? So, I'm trying to think of the different stuff that I remember seeing, but my boy, okay, Statue Son.
Oh.
My boy!
I made a lot of comments during that quest, didn't I?
Toko... what's his name?
I don't know either.
Toko Kichi.
Something.
Toko Kichi.
Sure.
Statue Son. The guy has a high work rate, my dude. That's why he didn't want to break that poor kid's dreams, okay?
Look,
he has a high work rate.
I don't understand why the kid's like, why would it break his dreams, though? What is he dreaming of? Looking at something he thinks is a statue.
Okay, listen! Listen, my dude! Okay, listen! Okay? I'm just saying, my dude, okay? I'm just saying. It's not the kid, because we actually don't know if the kid's actually gonna get his heart broken. It's the idea. See, because Statue Son, he has a high work rate, my dude. He can't break kayfabe. The kayfabe is he's a statue. They don't know he's a statue. Okay?
I understand why he doesn't want to do it. I just don't understand why the kid is so invested in what he thinks is just a legitimate statue.
Because the statue is where it's at, dude. The statue is where it's at.
Several times.
That's why I was offended. You didn't understand. This guy has a high work rate. He cannot break kayfabe. That's why when he had to go to the crapper, you gotta help him. So you gotta dance and sing your ass to try and help him get to the crapper, man. Okay?
I am so glad Josh told me to dance. That was great.
Oh god, dude, you have to sing and dance. It's practically a freebie, okay? You gotta sing, you gotta dance. It's always awesome to freaking sing and dance.
Same old song and dance.
And then for some reason, after you sing, it's almost like this guy is offended that you do better karaoke than he does, so he has to come over and he's got to stick something up your craw or something. I don't know. He always wants to fight. I don't get it, but But hey, you help out Statue Son in the end. But that's where I got offended, is like, you didn't understand that this guy has a high work rate. I'm a wrestling fan. I know high work rate.
I understand the guy's motivation. I was just questioning why. I just didn't understand how. I just didn't understand the kid. I just didn't understand.
Hey, the kid also had a mom, and there was also a dude, probably a father, we don't know. And so, people are invested in checking out the statue, man, okay? And this guy, he's striking a pose, and he can't move. Think about that for a second. He's striking a pose, he's got to hold it during the entire duration. And then, halfway through, this motherfucker turns around, and then he's still got to strike that pose, but, he was looking at him, and now he's got his back turned. Dude, that broke my heart, because he broke kayfabe right there. But, luckily, we can all just say it was a misunderstanding. Okay. So that was the first one, and then...
Oh, no.
That was the first one, and then this one... Dude, Dark, you are... I think I understand why you go with Dark Fox. Because you are cold as ice, my dude. You are cold. This poor girl loses her father, and you are somehow offended with the term daddy? What? What?
Oh, what?
Are you serious, dude? Loses a father. Loses a father.
Explicitly said she did.
And then the game was just trying to point out. The game was just trying to point out. Hey, Daddy has a good ring to it, because they're trying to tell the player that Majima doesn't mind being this kid's father figure. Because
Josh didn't make it any better. Okay, you see what Josh was posting in the freaking comments while that was going on. He did not make it any better.
Dude, this motherfucker's a goddamn tryhard, okay? He's up in here pissed off that me, a Rush main, is all of a sudden, like, oh dude, you ain't never touched Brawler because apparently that's the play. Try fucking hard. Excuse me. Try it hard, dude. Try hard. This dude's a goddamn tryhard. Me, I'm casual, okay? I will tell Dark, do what you feel is right. Do what you want to do. But then Josh over here is just, he gets offended by my playstyle. He gets offended by what different stuff I do. And then it's like, ugh. Sometimes, dude, I know there's like a level of love that you want to see me get better, but at the same time, don't give a shit. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
So
That you good now?
yeah,
Got
yeah,
that out of your system?
yeah.
Great. Now that segue is completely ruined. Hey, I've got a great segue into our topic. Okay, let me rant about Yakuza after you're done with it.
But seriously though, how are you liking Yakuza so far?
No, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I
Yeah.
only assume I'm going to like it more.
Oh, you're just scratching the surface. I knew I couldn't bring it up. I just couldn't. That whole scene with Majima's entrance. When you first come across Majima.
That was a great character.
How can you not fall in love with that dude? How can oh, that brings up another offense. You thought they were gonna break out a gun? You thought they were gonna break out a gun? You don't need a gun when you got Majima. You just need him to show up and be all cool and shit, and then...
Look, let's be fair. It would have been cool if he was just like, oh, dude, I'm super polite and awesome, and he pulls out a gun and shoots the guy.
No!
And then just
No!
and then everyone claps. Come on.
Dude! Lowest common denominator! That's what that is! That's what that is! Lowest common denominator. If he pulled out a gun, that's low! That's low! You ain't winning friends with that! You ain't winning friends with that! No! The way they did it is so beautiful and great!
I'm just saying, it would have been funny.
Would have been funny. Would have been.
It would have been funny.
Okay.
I'm saying, like, that in another, like, game with another character, that would have been funny if that happened. It'd be like Indiana Jones shooting the guy with the sword.
Well, that's a quick scene. Yakuza does not do quick scenes. Yakuza does not do quick scenes. They take 20 minutes minimum.
Well, to be fair, the freaking shoot the guy with the sword was just because because they couldn't get the fight scene right, and Harrison Ford just like said fuck it and just pulled out the gun and shot him. And then the guy played along with it. The story I
heard is that they shot the entire scene, and at some point during, I guess, one of the breaks, they just had like a little brainstorm, and that's when Harrison Ford suggested, well, I'm trying to find what's her name, and like, you can't just have like this fight scene and then all of a sudden, oh, hey, I found her. You kind of need to keep that pace going. So the logical sense was, I gotta pull out a gun and shoot this guy to keep the pace going. That's the way I heard it.
Nah, I heard it was taking so many takes that that's why Harrison Ford's like, when you watch the scene, his like reaction of, I'm so done with this shit, because they tried to do the scene so many times. He's just
to be fair, I actually never actually saw the fight part. I do know that is a deleted scene, and I'm sure it's out there somewhere, and I'm sure if you get the DVDs or what have you, I'm sure it's there, but to be fair, I actually never saw that particular scene, so I actually don't know. But yeah, that's but yeah, they don't do that in Yakuza. They do that in Yakuza 1, but they don't do that in 0, okay? So that was the other offense. And then the last and final offense is, there was a scene with, crap, I forget his name. But after Majima does his grand entrance and the guy that made a big scene basically has to pay for everyone's tab, then you're introduced to this new character. He's got like really short hair, and then Majima is like in the back portion of the building of the Grand, and they're just kind of, he has like a, what is it? He has like a hot towel for him. I think he's like getting them like a drink and stuff. I forget that guy's name. Go ahead.
Guy, are you referring to my burrito comment where I'm like, oh, I thought he was grabbing burritos from the microwave and I was disappointed?
I thought I recall you saying I thought he was gonna get some drugs or something for him.
No, I think I said, I thought the hot tallow roll was a burrito, and I was like, oh, that would have been so much.
I thought I heard you say something along the lines like he was gonna get cocaine or something. That's what I thought I heard.
Maybe later I said that. I don't know. Oh no, I was saying. Oh, I can't remember. I think it was some point he bent down really. Majima bent down really awkwardly near the table, and I'm like, he's gonna do lines of cocaine or some comment like that.
That's another thing. This is coming from someone who's played 0, 1, and 2. They never point out drugs ever. They never did drugs. They never mentioned drugs, at least from what I recall. They never bring up drugs. Ever. Throughout the entire game that I've played, throughout the entire series that I've played so far, I have not heard anything about drugs at all.
That is super surprising to me.
'Cause this is not GTA! That's... everybody is like this! Everybody! They're all like this! They always think that there's... Oh, it's the Yakuza, there's drugs. Yeah, maybe in real life. But this is a different take. This is storytelling at its finest.
Okay, fine. It's okay for arms dealing and sex trafficking, but drugs, no.
Yes! That's exactly what I'm saying. That is 100% what I'm saying. Because drugs is too far, sex is fine. Sex have all the slap and tickle that you ever want. Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, see, you can do that all day. You got to do something to point out that this guy's a heel. You got to do something to show that this guy's a villain. You know, so of course you need to do something right. You need to do something right. But drugs is the line. You don't cross it. You don't cross it.
Drugs are bad. Unless you just blaze.
But everything else, your slap and tickle and all the guns, that, okay. You got to do something to point out that someone's a heel. So that's fine. But yeah. So yeah, when I heard you say that he was going to do like a line of cocaine, like this is coming from someone that plays the series, knows the series, at least so far. It could change, maybe, I don't know. But from what I played so far, no mention of drugs, and...
there's mention of steroids.
Oh,
in 0.
That's not at the same level, though. That's...
I put I don't know, steroids are up there with, like... Well, maybe... steroids are... I'd put them... Maybe not like the same as meth, but like they're up there with like bad drugs.
Here's the thing.
They're not worth it.
Here's the thing. This is coming from a wrestling fan. So you're actually stepping into my ballpark once again. Steroids.
I'm not saying there aren't medical uses for steroids. I'm just saying don't recreationally use them.
And then you say that. Because I was just about to say... There are people that do, for whatever the hell, happen to do it for recreation. But there are medical reasons. You can get it legitimately because it happens multiple times with athletes across the board. Because there's moments to where you probably have someone that broke a leg. Well, they can't necessarily hit the gym and try and work out their legs because their leg is broken. So the other alternative is they would give steroids to that individual so that way they don't lose any muscle during the process of healing. It's what that's kind of the reason, that's kind of the point of steroids is when stuff like that happens. And that is legal. That's not illegal. So, you know, But yes, recreation, that's where it becomes iffy. Yes. But
You can't have fun. No fun with
Yeah.
drugs. Only business.
exactly. So I don't know. Just wanted to point that out. Just wanted to point that out.
All right.
That's all.
All right. Okay.
And now you're at chapter 2, and you're going to be moving on to chapter 4. You are going to love the end of chapter 4. Just let that be known. Bookmark it in your head. Chapter 4 is going to
Write it
be
on my
the break. The end of chapter 4 is going to be the make or break moment. If you're not super excited about this game, you could stop it right there. Because at the end of chapter 4, if you don't feel like a need to continue to hear the rest of this story, you can end it right there. But I'm banking money on this, that you are going to love this game. And when you see chapter 4, you're going to be enthralled with what they are trying to tell. So, just heads up. Chapter 4, you're going to love it. Going to love it. So, meanwhile, with my playthrough, I'm actually at chapter 5, so I actually already went through that moment. So, for those that don't know, I'm also doing a Yakuza playthrough as well, because I have a little project in mind. I was actually kind of hoping that Dark would actually be ahead of me, because that way I could kind of do whatever, but now I actually, kind of more recently, I kind of realized that I kind of need to be a little bit careful when Dark comes around to the channel, so, yeah. Anyway.
Oh, Josh, I don't doubt I'll make another remark that Liv will be offended by.
No, other than the remarks that I brought up, other than that, it's been great. I actually really been... Real talk, I actually really been enjoying your playthrough. I really have been enjoying it.
Why, thank you.
I'm just a fan of Yakuza. I absolutely love it. And to see you... The reaction that you had when you saw, like, Tachibana... And of course, you had to bring up the Star Wars reference. He had the Force. Yes, he did. He did. That I figured around this time he's gonna love it. So when Tachibana did his whole Force thing, I figure you're gonna stop and pay attention on that one. And then of course that was immediately followed up with Majima's entrance, which is, how can you not love it? You got a band in the background, they're playing, and then Majima's just he's putting it to this guy, and that was just so great. And I think that's about it. Any other games that you played that you wanted to talk about? You mentioned about the no pixel dating thing, which I didn't even know was a thing. That's going to be interesting. That's DRM free, right? To where anyone can just download it and play it, kind of type of thing?
Oh yeah, it's on itch.io.
Okay.
So yeah, you can download it.
It didn't say DRM free, but I figured the download link was like right there, so I just figured. But yeah, that looks kind of interesting. Had I known it was like a no pixel thing, I would have loved to have seen that. But sadly, I just thought it was just some random game. So
It was super fun.
yeah,
I loved one of the things I appreciated the most about it. I loved that during the Lauren one where you're driving in the back roads, it played her the Burger Shot song from her
nice.
Kiwo's original character Jackie, who I think I said what, she lived at 3 weeks or a month in there. She actually lived 8 days. 8 days before she was perma'd. She got kidnapped and murdered. Yeah, the Burger Shot song's awesome. I was like, oh my god, they're playing it.
Yeah.
I turned the volume all the way up and I stopped talking.
Nice.
I let it play.
The only way you can do it.
Anytime you want a burger, head on down to Burger Shot. Burgers are pretty hot. Make your birthday dreams come true. Anyway.
Oh man, that is funny.
Great.
Yeah. In terms of, well, no, go ahead.
I was just if you're gonna talk about the game some more, do, because I was gonna talk about the game I played yesterday.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Talk about the game you played yesterday. That was Helltaker, right?
Fun little puzzle game. You don't even have to do the puzzles. You could just skip them all, but that's not really fun. It's there's not a lot to the game, but it's just so fun. It's just so dumb and just like, yeah, it's literally so straightforward. Like, yeah, you're gonna assemble a harem of demon girls, go into hell and grab them. It's like, okay. That's the game. It's just like, yep, that's it. That's what you're doing. It's so great. Oh, and the soundtrack's just fantastic.
Nice.
Oh, the glorious successes. Yes, those are fun animations there. It's just a free game, at most like 2 hours, depending on how bad you are at puzzles. But yeah, following, like, doing all the achievements, highly recommended, because those are some fun things you find with that stuff. Just a simple little game with a lot of effort put into it. It's just great.
Yeah, in terms
I
of
recommend that.
Yeah, in terms of games that I've also played, I did actually start another playthrough. For those that don't know, I'm currently, was going through, what is it, Danganronpa, which no real progress on that. The favorite part I had was the first trial that we went through, which was very hand-holdy because you were basically doing the tutorial kind of type of part. So I'm very interested to see how the game progresses. But yeah, no new information there. And then of course I'm doing the project with Yakuza 0. And then I kind of started another game because both games require a lot of reading. And because of that, by the way, this might actually be a great time to bring this up. I do remember that, I think it was when you did the NoPixel, and then you switched over to Yakuza. I remember at one point you said, "Damn, I just did a graphic novel."
Yep.
I gotta ask. Do you ever get, like, a dry, sore throat a little bit? Your voice kind of raspy at all? Like, because you're reading a lot? I'm just curious.
I think
like you need a drink of water.
Oh, I always have water with me.
Because the thing about me, and I've been getting it more recently, is I would kind of not get like a very sore throat, but like my voice would get raspy, my throat would be all dry. I need like a drink of water, and it's kind of gotten to the point to where I would actually get like a sore throat a little bit. I actually I was watching Cohh Carnage a long time ago. He kind of did like a bunch of graphic novels, and he actually took time off. He played a different game, but someone in his channel actually recommended gargling salt water actually does help. And apparently, and I've been doing it recently. I actually did it before the podcast, because basically whenever you just have like straight salt in your mouth, your saliva kind of just builds up. And if you do salt water and kind of like gargle a little bit, it gets around in there and kind of like it kind of lubricates a little bit. So I actually been doing that, and it actually feels way better just going that route than actually using water, because at least with me. But that's only because I've been doing a lot of reading recently, and I was actually going to recommend that if things ever get like that bad. Because, well, then again, to be fair, I actually do kind of yell whenever I'm actually kind of yelling now. So even though on your guys' end, I think it's either my natural voice or it could be my mic equipment. One way or the other, my voice just doesn't pick up naturally. So, but by yelling, like if you're in the room with me, it's gonna sound like I'm yelling. But yet, you know, I don't know what it is, but like my voice always comes off like muffled or something. But yet when I yell, it's like it kind of changes. So I don't know what that is. But anyway, so because of that, I kind of naturally yell whenever I do podcasts or just talk in general. I'm basically kind of yelling. So because I'm basically yelling, I don't know if anyone ever like was yelling for like 6 hours straight, because that's the way I do things, because I'm insane. Because of that, like I do need like a drink of water, and I do have water beside me right now if I need it. But yeah, I've been doing the saltwater thing. It's like a night and day difference. Like before, I would probably need to end my stream early because I'm just getting like this dry, sore throat, voice raspy, and just doing the salt water is just so much better. So you don't actually drink the water, you just like swish it around, just kind of like lubricate everything, and it's way better. So for anyone that does like read out loud, if you stream, it's something I was gonna recommend for sure. But yeah. So anyway, because I'm doing Danganronpa and Yakuza, playing two games that require a lot of reading, it's hell on my freaking throat and everything. So because of that, I've been kind of doing that, and I figured, well, if things get bad, I kind of need a game to where I could just kind of like essentially turn that off, and I could kind of let the game do its thing, kind of like pretty much exactly like what Ko did, because he was doing exactly what Code Carnage did. He was doing a bunch of graphic novels, and then he changed to like a story game. And by doing that, it actually helps out a lot. So because of that, I actually started my playthrough of Rise of the Tomb Raider. I did my first like 5 hours of it, and it's actually pretty good. If you like the original 2013 Tomb Raider, it's more of it. Similar mechanics, nothing too crazy from what I could recall, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm hoping at some point I could get back into that, but Persona 5 not Persona 5, but Persona 4 Golden just kind of came into my life, so I don't know when I'm gonna return back to those games, but we'll see what happens. Any other last minute things that you want to talk about before we move on to clips here?
No.
All right.
I can't think of anything. Sure,
Oh.
podcast, by the way.
Yeah. Also, before we move on, I do want to bring up two last and final things about Yakuza. It's nothing too big. I just wanted to bring this up. I remember a while back you were saying, what are the hearts in the text? Just to let there's also something else about the text as well I wanted to bring up, because it's kind of similar. The hearts in the text in Yakuza, what that is for is just to symbolize affection, because whenever you have like a character that's trying to flirt with you, or you're trying to flirt with somebody, that's what that is. It's supposed to be like them kind of blushing, or it's supposed to resemble like intimacy of some kind. So that's what that is. I just wanted to bring that up, just that way you know. I remember you brought that up, I think all the way back to like your first stream of it, and I meant to bring that up, but I forget if I was present when that happened, but I remember that was a thing. And then also, kind of going back to Statue Son, I'm not sure if you noticed, whenever something is in parentheses, that's supposed to be them whispering. I don't know if you noticed that.
I kind of figured
Yeah.
with, no one else responding,
Mm-hmm.
that was sort of what was going on.
Yeah. So, just I wasn't sure if you knew about those things, but so just to let you know that's what all that stuff is.
Okay.
So, just wanted to bring that up, and then I guess we will move on to our clips here. Dark already sent his. I
sent mine. Turns out that one Nikita clip has been deleted.
Oh!
So I guess I just have Milton Tea Pie clips. I don't even remember what that Nikita clip was.
I'm not gonna lie. I did go. I did. I think I mentioned this earlier. Oh yeah, there. I guess that was the clip that got deleted. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of explaining to Dark about this earlier because a lot of streamers got DMCA'd. Some of my clips got taken down, or well, not my clips, but like clips I was going to be playing today got taken down. So
yeah, a lot of people. I think Nikita's one of them who's just been who's been blanket like downloading the ones that are like, oh, these are good clips, download them, and then just delete all clips and just start anew.
Ah, I see.
Because like that's what a lot of people
Grandpa always
are
had
doing,
a joke
just to make sure, like, you gotta delete everything and just keep the ones that are like, yeah, just keep them and upload them to YouTube or something like that, or
Right.
somewhere else.
Yeah, some of you guys in the stream might be hearing some of the clips playing briefly. I'm just changing the quality of this stream a little bit. I kind of dumbed down my clips a little bit for quality, just so that way I figure it will kind of be not so heavy traffic on my internet, and I don't want my stream to be buffering for you guys, so I kind of dumb it down just a tad. So that way we could get a nice, good, clean stream here. So yeah, I did have some clips in mind, but I had to kind of change things up because of some of them got nuked. So I kind of had to go with the clip that I knew was not going to get taken down at all. So I kind of did that.
This video is no
probably being around because I.
Alright. Okay, I think that's all the clips. Also, I don't know if I guess I don't need to do it immediately, but now that I'm doing screen share, one thing I did forget about doing is I actually never did line up, what is it? I never actually did line up the name plates for my new scenes, so at some point I may need to do that. I'm not gonna do it now, but at some point I need to maybe do that. Let's see, which one is it? It needs to be Chrome. There it is.
Also, we might need to change our logo because we use the Twitch logo in ours.
Logo?
Yeah. Apparently, yeah, when doing reading stuff, I'm like, well, we can't use the Twitch logo. You can't use the Twitch logo and stuff.
Is that a thing?
Yep.
Why can we not use the Twitch logo?
Because it terms of service.
But I thought people... Wait.
I don't know, it was just, I was reading stuff and said don't use of the Twitch logo.
Huh. Weird. Damn it. I think I have a better scene. There we go. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. Alright. Well, we can't have it at all entirely, or could we have, because like, I don't know if you're checking out this stream, but I have like a full screen to where it's kind of blocked. Like, does that matter?
I think it still does. Hold on, let me see if I can. I can see if I can find.
The only reason why I'm bringing it up is I thought I remember seeing JoJo have like, he had like a pillow of like the Twitch logo, and he would have it like just hanging out behind him. I don't know if he still does that though.
Hold on. Oh, here we go. Trademarks. Rule 11 under the terms of service. Twitch. The Twitch logo and any other product or service name, logo, or slogan used by Twitch, and the look and feel of the Twitch services, including all page headers, custom graphics, button icons, and scripts, are trademark or trade dress of Twitch, and may not be used in whole or in part in connection with any product or service that is not Twitch's.
Okay. So,
in any manner that is likely to cause confusion among customers, or in any manner disparaging or discredits Twitch without our prior written permission, any use of these trademarks must be in accordance with the Twitch trademark guidelines. All other trademark references in the Twitch services are property of their respective owners. References to the Twitch service, blah, 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 blah.
so does that mean, because you know the fonts that I used when I sent you, like right now on the stream, the Dark Live podcast, like even the font for a podcast is like, that's, because I'm using the Twitch font. Is that still wrong? You know what I mean, right?
I don't know.
Because I am using the font, but it says
Trademark
podcast.
Guidelines. General use guidelines. Do not use Twitch brand assets to refer to Twitch or services and websites or apps in any other word. Okay, so don't use Twitch trademarks only as an adjective and never as a noun or verb. Do provide a reference to Twitch as the source whenever and wherever possible, or to make a point about compatibility. Don't modify or alter Twitch brand assets in any way, such as changing the color or design of our logo, app icons, or screenshots. Please refer to the brand. Okay, don't incorporate Twitch brand assets or variants in domain names, social media accounts, corporate names, app names, or any part of online or in-person event. Unless you be given permission, don't combine Twitch brand assets as part of a name of a product or service. Don't use Twitch brand assets in a way that suggests an affiliation, partnership, sponsorship, or endorsement. They'll include them in context. Don't present. I don't know. Logo. We generally do not approve of the use of the Twitch logo in third-party marketing materials.
I'm just going to go ahead and say I got some work after the stream. That's all I got to say.
I think we should just be safe.
So
I think just be safe, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I got stuff I got to do after the stream, apparently. I got work! Oh well. Whatever. Okay, well, that's a new rule I didn't know about. So, okay.
It's acceptable to use the Glitch logo if followed by your channel name or social media accounts. That's not the same.
I don't think you need to read further. I got homework to do. All right.
Yeah.
No problem. All right. Well, all I'm just saying is this is news to me, and I just thought I saw JoJo at one point have a pillow of the Twitch logo, and he would have that behind him on his face cam. So,
well, that's different. That's like,
how's that different? It's the Twitch
like
logo.
Wearing a Twitch hoodie, but it's like wearing a Twitch hoodie on stream. That's fine. It's a product. It's like a Twitch product you're wearing.
You know what? Screw it. I got homework. That's all I know. All right. Well, Going back to the stream here, I have a video here to show, and basically, in a nutshell, this was actually one of my first clips I ever did on Twitch. I was actually watching Lucky Charms, and he was playing PUBG, and basically I heard someone clip it, so I did. And this is what happened. This is one of the first clips I ever did.
I can't do it. He's down. I'm next, man. Oh my god.
Wait, Lolly, can you crawl?
Yeah, wait. Don't pick him up. Try to crawl. Help!
Someone's gonna come in here and kill us all.
Oh my god.
I can't do it.
I forgot what crawl.
Lolly.
I forgot what crawl is.
Oh!
Wait, can you neither of you move?
No! Help! Just start mashing buttons, Lolly. Try to move. Try to crouch. Oh, we did it. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
extra
Okay.
5.6 here.
What just
Lolly is
happened?
running at like hyper speed.
I hope somebody clipped that.
So basically, what happened there is one, I think Lolly was trying to go down the stairs, and I think Lucky was trying to go up the stairs, and their paths met, and that's what happened. So.
That was all what PUBG does normally.
Yeah, that was
Totally a not broken, not buggy game that totally is popular still.
All right.
Turning sarcasm mode off.
Here's another clip. This is just some funny stuff from Silent Sentry. He's a funny dude. Sadly, this is, well, I guess not sadly, but luckily this is one of the first clips that did not get nuked. So, by the way, I just wanted to point this out real quick. Silent Sentry, he actually was very distraught over the whole DMCA thing. He did like an entire podcast. Well, he did a solo cast, and he kind of went over all of his stuff about it. But yeah, so needless to say, like, it kind of hurts bigger streamers than smaller streamers. All right. Anyway, here we go.
Asshole! Fuck you! I'm Matthew Payne, bitch. No, you're not.
He's gonna think I'm Matthew Payne
I know
because of the
Matthew
car.
Payne, and I hate that asshole. Yeah, well, I fucking hate you too, dick. Hey!
Hug the real
Whore! Bitch ass cunt whore! You better stop that! Whore! You better stop that! What are you gonna do about it? You well, if you have a job, I'm gonna get you fired, probably. Well, good. You know what? Fuck you. I'm unemployed, motherfucker. Yeah, I can smell it from here, bitch. Yeah, well, I can smell your dick. Whore. Why are you trying to smell my dick? Because I want to know who. I'm trying to build a profile of your meeting schedule so I can.
What the hell? Help me out here, man.
I don't know. My friend's gonna kick your ass, pussy. Hey, I will shoot that man. I will shoot that man while he's sitting in the car.
I'm just a realtor.
I will shoot that man.
I'm just a realtor.
We represent Matthew Payne. Drive. We represent Matthew Payne.
I actually forgot how funny that clip is. I will shoot that man.
Jordan Steele. Man, I think he got kicked off the police force. I know he was in court for a lot of things he did when he was on the police force. A lot of harassment charges.
I forget who was in the car with Silent Sentry, but I just saw that clip and I just thought it was funny. By the way, I think in that particular VOD, I think him and one other guy was actually they were going around town looking for conspiracies. Why is there a camera at the waist a disposal plant. Why is there a camera there, bro? Oh, I don't understand. Why is there a gate in the, like, they want us to keep us out, man? It was so funny. Anyway, this clip, I don't know if I actually played it on the podcast before, but more Silent Sentry, it's funny. Here it is.
Right. Oh, sorry. Hey, do you know where Windsong lives? Wait, you're a legal professional? Are you a lawyer?
Yeah, prosecution rests motherfuckers.
Oh, sweet. Hey, my friend Windsong needs your help. Can you help my friend Windsong?
I'm about to arbitrate your ass.
I don't know what arbitrate means. Oh God! Oh, hey man! Just get up! Oh God! Oh, no, man! Oh, stop, man! I've got $80,000. Right. Oh,
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Interaction with a freaking.
Yeah, he was completely interacting with he was completely interacting with the NPC. I just thought that was so funny. I had another clip, but it got nuked, so I kind of had to go with another clip that wasn't nuked, and I just thought this was funny. This is actually where I get a lot of my news from, and this is actually from another podcast, and they kind of do what we do. They show off games, they talk about them, all that stuff. This is actually from ItMeJP, Co-Carnage, and Ezekiel the Third. That's supposed to be ItMeJP, Co's in the center, and then right is Zeke. And they're just showing a game trailer, and I just thought this reaction was funny.
Bulb, you should just come on down and see the end of the world for yourself. It'll be the best road trip, the last road trip. You drive the tank. I made us snacks. It's jerky. You like jerky. Don't ask where it came from. We're gonna have the best party, the last party ever.
Anyways. Let me see if there's any other trailers that we want to watch.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. There's this one here.
I was having a good day.
Yeah.
I just love that reaction. I'm sorry. That was just golden. They're just seeing this balls out to the wall fucking trailer, and they're just silent, deadpan. I just thought that was the funniest thing I ever seen.
I was having a good. Where does the jerky come from? You don't want to know.
To be honest, that is one of the reasons why I actually really love watching their podcast. They do it every Wednesday. Highly recommend them, and all three of them are best friends, and so they do it every week. And every so often, there will just be like this moment. That's one of the rare moments to where all three of them are kind of like, they didn't need to say a word. They already knew what the joke was. And they did it so beautifully. Oh, man. I had to share that one. That one, oh.
That was great.
Oh, man. But yeah, Drop Frames every Wednesday. They're great. Anyway, love Co, love Zeke. I played Zeke a few clips on the stream before. Anyway, but yeah, it's so good. Anyway,
here's a shot of Milton.
This is of Milton. Looks like it's of Kiki here. So, anything interesting you want to say before we play it here? Or Kind of good.
No, I think Milton's clips speak for themselves.
I think that's a safe answer for any Milton clips. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
What about take your mother to a date?
Is that where are you gonna then come back and practice wrestling with her like she did with Stan on the weekend?
Who's Stan?
Stan, the waterman. And then he comes over and him and my mom practice wrestling in the bedroom. And they wrestle and they're fighting really hard and I always hear my mom going, ah! Like that. Are you coming over later to do that?
Fran, when was the last time you needed, when was the last time you pooped in our sink?
Oh, that's so good.
Just the silence after trying his best to hold in his laughter while the other guy's just like, I don't know how to respond to
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that was Milton doing the voice for that. Voice is Kiki's daughter, Fran.
Right.
And Stan the Waterman. Stan the Waterman was Markiplier's character when he did his little bout on NoPixel, which I've mentioned before because that was how I got introduced to NoPixel and GTA RP. If you never watched Markiplier's videos, his Stan the Waterman videos, I recommend it. He had some great moments and did quite a bit with Milton because with Kiki because Milton was the one who got him, was like, hey, come do this.
Right.
So yeah.
All right. On to
these
the
next ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these next ones are Milton's new character on Wild West RP, which is the GTA.
Yeah, it's
Red Dead Redemption 2 server that I got waitlisted on. We'll talk about that after these clips.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
Grandpa always had a joke for me. He had this joke where he would get this. He would say, "Hey, Derlin, what's the sound of war?" And I'd say, "What?" And he'd say, "Bzzz." And I'd say, "What do you mean?" And he'd say, "It's the sound of bugs, every kind of bug you can imagine." And I'd say, "What do you mean, Grandpa?" And he'd say, when you're walking through the swamps and you know that the enemy is hiding behind every single rock, and then some new guy steps on a trip mine that was attached to some TNT and it blows up into your face, and everyone gets flung everywhere, and there's body parts and brains flying everywhere, and then all you hear is the ringing of your ears, and then once the ringing in your ears is done, what's the only sound you hear? Bzzz. It's the sound of the bugs. Grandpa always has the funniest stories.
The blonde.
Oh my god. I gotta admit, Milton, he could take small talk and turn it into gold. I don't know how he's able to do it sometimes.
He just
He just has a knack for something, and I don't know if it's like in the water he drinks, but all I just know is I want a piece of it.
Yeah, whatever he's drinking, I'll have two.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, on to the next one here.
Oh, her name was Mallory, and though people thought she was dead, she simply looked like a boulder with her very broad forehead, the size of a barn door, and as wide as a horse. If you get too close to her, she'll steer you off course. And into
Why are we
the
going in the snow?
Northlands, all covered in snow.
Yeah, I have a
She
feeling.
had no idea that that's where she would die when she slipped accidentally off a cliff, and no one would know. That's the
Mallory?
song. That's the camping song.
Mallory?
Oh my god. I would love some Milton. He needs to get like a list of songs together. He needs to get like other RP streamers. I would love to see Milton try and do like they make a song. They legitimately make a song. Like what he just did just now. I would love to see like a chorus. Multiple streamers all singing the same lyrics and trying their best not to laugh. I think that would be gold. But he would actually have to coordinate with that one. I think he would actually have to coordinate.
That'd be a lot of coordination.
Yeah. Alright. You want to talk about this next one, or it speaks for itself?
No, it's only speaking.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Probably being around because then I could come there and then maybe sometime you could even let me get a Jade comb and I can run it through your hair and I can help you and then we can all those we're going to spend a night and you can read me my bedtime story before I go to bed.
Wait, I lost you. Like I lost you. Like what city I'm in?
I was saying what time? What city? Do you what you thought you had you wish you were you go to you what you thought you had you did you what you thought you were you go to you thought you wish you had you had you go to you did you do what you thought you wish you were gonna you thought you what you did you did what you wish you were gonna thought you were you're gonna you would think you're gonna you thought you wish you were you had you what you got it you thought when you were you gonna where you gonna go you thought where you gonna where you just where you gonna thought where you gonna go where you ever had where you're gonna do you thought you can help me then first one and then you can do you so bad you can do anything.
Oh.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Fucking Milton! I love it. Oh my
he does
god.
That speed talking shit.
Yeah, the speed talking thing. Oh my god.
Especially when it does the Kazoo Kid. The Kazoo Kid meme. God, I remember when that was a thing. It was like first year university. I was like, you ever wish you thought you knew, you think you could have, you wish you would have, you know, you could do, you think you could do like anything and you could?
Oh my god.
I love when Milton does his rendition of like the Kazoo Kid fumble talk.
Oh my god. Also, yeah, 100%, Josh. That would actually be awesome to see a GTA character make an appearance in the RDR universe in RP. That would be interesting. That would be a... God, that would be too good. Dude, you guys, I can't get a signal.
Yeah.
You're just walking around, I can't get a signal.
Like a time traveler kind of.
Yeah.
Oh god. I don't know. I would be. I'm not sure if maybe on the
Unless there's like some kind of type of role to where you
no
can't.
pixel. I mean, maybe not on the Wild West RP server. At least definitely not now. But maybe on the no pixel one because they've had a lot of meta characters like Coil. I mean, he runs the whole no pixel server. He was Twitch chat. He was playing Twitch chat, and like his character was Twitch chat, and he just said all the dumb things that people in Twitch chat say.
Interesting.
That character did not last long. Didn't take long
I bet.
to get arrested and tried. Twitch chat was put on trial. It was great.
Right.
He was just the worst parts of Twitch chat.
Yeah.
The whole time. Yeah, I want a shotgun. Why are you dying? Why are you doing this? I'm gonna metagame. Why are you doing this? You can't do this. No, you can't. I have rights. No, you gotta power game this.
Oh man.
Uh,
Okay. Well, we're gonna try and see how long we. I would like to speed this up, but it looks like we're gonna be going 2 hours here. Oh well, so be it. I was hoping to do a short cast, but passion gets in the way sometimes.
yes, it does.
Okay, so basically, kind of as Dark pointed out already, and he also pointed out in the last podcast, is Dark, you officially got whitelisted, or you're on the waiting list to be whitelisted?
On the wait list. So what that means is my application's been accepted. I've been put on the wait list, which means I'm now on like next time they open up
Right.
whitelisting, I am on. I can possibly get whitelisted.
Okay, so you're on a wait list
I'm
to
on a
be
wait
accepted.
list to get
Okay.
whitelisted. Yes.
Okay. Because basically, I basically wanted to talk to Dark, just simply because, like you're actually signing up, you're actually trying to like get whitelisted on a server and all that stuff. And what I'm afraid is, Dark has a tendency of going into business for himself. So, I basically kind of wanted to like just kind of talk to him a little bit about it, just so that way if we do have any questions, or maybe there's like some advice or something to be said, tips, what have you, I figured this would be like the time to do it.
What do you mean by go into business by himself? Please
You
elaborate.
don't ask questions, you don't ask advice, you just do it.
Okay,
That's
fair
what.
enough.
That's
Fair
why
enough, okay. You're not wrong.
It's a wrestling term. It's a wrestling term. I use it all. I use wrestling terms all the time whenever I talk. So that's what I mean by going into business for yourself. Is you don't ask advice. You just do it. You fuck consequences. Doing it. You know, that's what going into business for yourself means. So yeah, it's a wrestling term. I know that. The thing is, I find it funny, and it's even more hilarious knowing that half the time people have no idea what the fuck I'm saying. It just sounds like gibberish. So, but basically that's it. Is like, Dark's just doing it, and I wanted, cause we did do like a little bit of like Payday 2 RP, and it's just the brief time that I was with him, I felt like I did the best I possibly can. I tried to take it serious as I possibly can, even though it's just me and a friend just goofing off, having fun. And I felt like Dark, you lost composure. Like there was moments to where, okay, I'm going with this voice, and then I do something, and then you actually forget what voice you were doing when we were trying to RP. And I mean, I know we're goofing off and having fun, but like, if this was like serious, isn't there like a rule to like break, again, using my terms of wrestling, breaking kayfabe? You have a character, you're supposed to stick to that character. If you just change halfway through, like, isn't that like a rule in RP to where you change characters?
Yes, but that is explicitly why I have made my character Canadian. I'm just going to use my voice.
Because basically that's what I was gonna say. Is please tell me you're using your actual voice.
I'm using my actual voice.
Okay.
You don't
Thank God.
have an accent. It's mostly because the Wild West, also in part, like, one, like, not everyone, like, most people can't do other voices.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of the reasons why you can't always, like, people play multiple different characters, but they can't do different voices.
Right.
So you can't just always assume that voice equals that character.
Right.
But also, like, it's the Wild West. It's a huge melting pot. There's people from all over the world coming here. So, bunch of different accents. You don't have to do a Southern accent because you might not be from America. So, yeah.
And for someone that actually played Red Dead Redemption, the Trapper, who is... It's basically one of the main traders, because you could only buy and sell things from certain traders throughout the entire map, so to speak. And one of the traders is a person called a Trapper, and they actually are Canadian. I don't know why all of them are Canadian, but apparently that's a thing. So, at least to the world, it actually does make sense. So, like this idea of like the character's Canadian, that it's actually working in Dark's favor. So it's actually, even with the lore, it's actually relevant. And this is coming from someone who actually played the game. So far, it's actually making sense. So that's good.
There were Chinese people in the freaking ancient West, the Wild West, the ancient West that happened like 100 years ago. That's ancient.
Yeah, even 3 minutes ago is ancient.
There's Chinese people, Germans, all these people from Europe and Asia. But but you're dumb about it. It's like, what? Why would a Canadian be there when it's right across the border? It's like a 2-minute stroll.
Yeah.
That's like saying there's no Italians in Austria.
Yeah, because you always gotta remember the rainbow hair and the red nose. And so, a little bit of an inside joke. I don't even know if my friend's even watching, but he would get it. Basically, I kind of didn't even really plan on like what questions and stuff I would actually be asking, and so far it's actually looking pretty good in Dark's favor. So for the most part, I think that's the basic gist. Is like, I wanted to tell Dark, like, from our brief time, like, you did break character, and it's like, you know, there's immersion not only for viewers, but there's also immersion for the other RPers as well. And I guess that would bring up another question. Is, so you're on a you're on a waiting list to get accepted, and so how serious are you about doing it exactly, in terms of like, not necessarily like, I'm assuming you're gonna stream it, right?
Oh, yes. I don't know if I'll stream the first one.
It will probably be safe to like kind of hold off on the stream. I would say. Yeah.
It's recommended to just focus on RP your first time, because otherwise you have to worry about all this other stuff.
Exactly.
Too, and it's just kind of overwhelming. So I'll record it. I'll record it. I'll do some, I don't know, maybe I'll do some editing, and then I'll post it, and then I'll post it, and then you get to see it, but also I don't have to worry about.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just like, I wasn't sure if it was something like, I mean, obviously when you stream it, but like, when you do stream it, like, how, I was thinking, like, how serious are you taking it? Are you gonna try and be like as serious as possible, or is it kind of like more of like a relaxed hobby kind of type of thing?
Well, like, how do you mean in my presentation? Because I've seen a bunch of different, like, there's a lot of different, from watching different people on NoPixel. Like, there's people who are entirely into it, like when there's a scenario going on, they're just entirely focused on the scenario.
Oh yeah, they don't even like focus on chat because they're like 100% in. Yeah.
And then there are people who are like in the middle of the scenario. They're like also talking to chat, while also like, if they're not like directly involved and it's not demanding their attention immediately, they're like having jokes with chat, and then I'll come back and be like, oh yeah, and then such a thing.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I won't be part of the latter. I think I'll try and keep. I'll probably end up just paying attention, and when there's lulls, I'll check out chat.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing. That's how I'm sort of thinking of doing it, but at the same time, it's like maybe I don't know. Who knows what I'll end up doing once I get more comfortable.
Yeah, and that's obviously kind of like a given, because after your first couple of runs, you're gonna obviously start to notice some kind of holes in like the game plan, and obviously you need to adjust, and obviously it's going to be like a learn as you go kind of type of thing for sure.
Learn by doing, as Ryan Haywood said.
So yeah, it's just the other idea was, like, in your own words, you said that I was really good in the Payday 2 RP, and it's just kind of funny that I have, like, no interest or want to, like, take it to, like, a professional level. I kind of much prefer, at least with me anyway, I kind of prefer to do it, like, essentially like what we did. You know, it was just two friends goofing off. That's kind of more my style, because like one thing I kind of felt like, if you are gonna like put your heart and soul into this, it would just kind of pain me as a friend to, like, you have your heart and soul set, and then like you do like a minor mistake, and because you're surrounded by those that they make a living out of doing this, and I don't know how they would react to you specifically doing it. And as a friend, I would hate to see like a minor mistake happen, but to someone else on the server, and if they happen to be like an admin or something, I would hate to see if they like end up like just throwing the book at you kind of type of thing. Like, I probably not get removed off the server, but like, you know, like a suspension or something. I'm just like thinking outside the box kind of type of thing. And as a friend, I would just like hate to see that. So it's kind of one of the reasons why I like, if you want to do like some practice runs, just let me know. So we'll easily try and like schedule a day and like make it happen. But that's I'm just letting it know. I'm just letting Dark know now. Like, anytime you want to do like a RP, if I'm available, I will be there to try and like help you out in any way I possibly can. Because I think it would actually be interesting to see you RP with other streamers, and I think that would be interesting to watch, at least from my perspective. I'm completely interested in seeing it. The only problem is, I do know if you do even get accepted, like, I just think it would be awesome. So, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I kind of thought there was like more I had into it, but I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like all the different questions I just kind of had. I had some going in, but I guess I kind of forgot.
That's why you gotta write stuff down.
And I never write stuff down. I always just wing it.
I used to. I used to do that for presentations, but with my anxiety, ironically, I have bad social anxiety. Funny enough, like, well, streaming has been. I've gotten better with the streaming context, but giving presentations, if I make a mistake, I go on a spiral, or if I make a flub.
Oh god, I noticed that so hard. That the moment that, sadly no one knows about this because it happened off stream. I wasn't even streaming at the time, even though I think I was planning on doing like a stream after. But I think we did a podcast. I don't know what the fuck Dark was talking about, but we just went around in circles for hours, and it it was so weird because we were talking about D&D. That was it. I think we did a D&D session, and then later we did, at some point we did a podcast, and that's when you brought it up, I think. If I remember correctly.
We did the D&D session, and I suggested, I'm like, hey, here's this Star Wars D&D thing I've been watching that's helping me kind of understand it more.
Yeah.
Here's a link to it. If I'm gonna do the same thing again, trying to explain, just say, hey, you can see some of this stuff in action, kind of thing. I'm scared now. I'm gonna say the same thing I did last time that Dark did.
I will save it.
Okay.
Basically, in a nutshell, I don't know what Dark was going with it, but I guess he had a game plan of something. And then basically I was confused, and then he became confused, and then all of a sudden I don't know what the hell just happened, but from my perspective, it kind of seemed like you didn't do D&D good enough. Here's a better way of how to do it, and apparently that wasn't it. Dark was trying to say something else, but that's how it came off to me. And then we just went around for hours like, are you sure it was about this? Because I would bring something up, and then all of a sudden it was like, no, it's not that. It's like this, and then it's like, so basically it was the blind leading the blind in a nutshell is what was happening.
Yes,
we were playing Marco Polo, but we weren't even in the same room.
We were in two separate pools.
Yeah, it was weird. So
basically, Liv took it as me saying he wasn't good enough, and I was trying to come across as, hey, I think you're doing really well. Here's something that can help you. Like, here's something that, like, hey, I think that this could benefit you. I
don't know.
Like, I'm not great at phrasing. Like, you're doing well. Here's hey, I think that you're doing well, and that you have a lot of potential. Here's something to help you with that.
But all I just know is it started out as one thing, and then it just snowballed, and it felt like it wasn't getting better; it was getting worse each hour passed, and it was just so bad. And then at one point, I think Dark just like kind of gave up because it eventually dawned on him that it realized, oh crap. We just spend hours just talking about this. I don't want to end the call. So then it kind of, the ball was in my ballpark at this point, and then I was like, well, get a laugh. So then all of a sudden, I just did the most smartest thing I ever did. By the way, I'm just doing this for the joke. So
flashback. Did that, and I had freaking PTSD, like Vietnam flashback.
So basically, I just did a little bit of that, and then completely broke the ice. It was water under the bridge, but it's still a moment to where I was like, "What the hell was that?" As a friend, water under the bridge. As a friend, water under the bridge. But to some level, to some degree, what the fuck was that? So, I mean, it was a small moment. It's between me and Dark. And again, it's water under the bridge. But at the same time, it was just so weird. But that was definitely a moment that I can remember to where it's like, yeah, that was one issue, and then it just snowballed. It got worse. I would hate to see Dark in a moment to where he's RPing and he has like a similar moment. You basically just kind of have to work. It's a self-taught kind of type of thing. You just have you got to find something to do in order to like kind of like get out of that rut there. I honestly can't give you any advice on that. That's like a you kind of type of thing, and it's like you just need to work at that. But yeah, that was definitely a moment to where I felt like that was a moment to where it snowballed, and I would hate to see that happen to you in RP. But yeah. Anyway. So, I guess that's pretty much it that I could think of that I wanted to kind of just bring up. The main part was, if you need any of my help, if there's anything I can do to help, I'm there.
Okay.
You just gotta let me know, day or night. I have weird sleeping hours sometimes, and Josh is fully aware of that. You just gotta remember back to when I did my Rise of the Tomb Raider playthrough. I never, streamed 4 in the morning, and I did. So. But that's only because I want to see Dark's playthrough of freaking Yakuza. I'm, really excited to see that. And so I'm purposely, trying to, find a way to work around it.
Mm-hmm.
And one last final thing I forgot to bring up about the Yakuza playthrough. By all means, do you in that playthrough. And by that, I mean you don't need to wait for me in order to actually be there. Do you? I go back and watch the VOD. So, I would like to be there, but it's not a must. Let's say that. It's not a must.
Okay, so. I'll only wait for you at, stuff that Josh is like, okay, you should 100% wait for Liv for this. The end
really?
Of Chapter 2. Well, because I did all of Chapter 2, I think, without you, until the end of Chapter 2. Where I waited for you to progress that. Because you wanted to see the intro to Chapter 3. See my reaction to it.
I can't still see the VOD. It's just...
Okay.
I don't know, man. It's just, I hate that stigma of, I gotta be there. Because then it kind of furthers, I gotta be there in order for the gameplay, in order to progress. But no. I would say do you. I would say do you. I could check out the VOD.
Alright, tomorrow we're going to finish all of Yakuza. We're just going to review the story.
Wow! Okay, so Dark just said he's just about to do a 72-hour playthrough, guys. 72 hours. He's going to be up for 3 freaking days. 100%. He just, you heard it here, folks. You heard it. 3 days. 3 days straight. Wow. Oh, man.
Anyway, any last stuff on the RP thing you want to ask?
No, that's pretty much it. So.
Really? You don't want to ask me about the character?
Well, I figured you were gonna save that as a surprise or something, or you wanted to do that on your own time.
I mean, I could give a exclusive as in I just say what the character background / description.
All right.
Application.
Go for it. What's the character? What do we have here? He's Canadian.
Straight from my application, word for word. Ryan Hastings is a 33-year-old man who was born in the Dominion of Canada. He served in the Canadian Army and was part of the Canadian Expeditionary Force that served under the British Empire during the Mahdist War, which was the war in the Sudan. Injuries sustained during the conflict resulted in Ryan being discharged from the Army and returning to Canada, where he did odd jobs in order to support himself. Ryan would soon find himself being paid a large sum of money to rough up a seemingly nobody, only to be double-crossed by his employer and forced to flee the country. Ryan Hastings is a man that trusts few people, but to those he does trust, his loyalty is almost unbreakable. When he gives his word to his friend, I made a spelling mistake there, but that's fine. Words to a friend he commits, even when things turn out for the worse. While being a man of vice during his off hours, with his propensity towards drinking and an itch for gambling, on the job he is loyal, hardworking, and dependable. Ryan also has a soft spot for horses and will do everything in his power to avoid killing them in any confrontation. That's it's kind of like the basic setup of interests. Sort of like a basic kind of framework.
So this character was in a war.
Yep.
Is what it sounds like.
Yep, he served in war in the Sudan. That was the only conflict Canada served within the length of time, because the game is in 1899.
Right.
And like, I wanted him to be in his 30s, and that was the only war that
Ooh.
Canada.
I see what you're doing.
That.
Yeah.
I would have liked him to be in the Second Boer War, but that happened in 1899. So can't do that.
Yep.
So maybe, you never know. Maybe Ryan Hastings will be like, man, I wish I was there, fighting in the Boer War, fighting with my fellow Canadians and against those damn Southern African Dutch people.
Somehow, I don't know why, but like the wheels in my head is slowly turning.
Oh?
Light bulbs are just going off, but I don't know if it's something I want to say on the podcast or if that's something I want to reserve off stream.
Oh?
Have you thought about certain details about the war?
That's something I'm going to have to look more into.
Which is why, if you want, we can possibly collab on
learn stuff about horses. I need to learn stuff about horses. I have the story of how he came to like horses, which ties into another story about one of his philosophies. But I need to learn what the horses are in Red Dead, which would kind of be easy, I guess. Just play the game, kind of get a little familiar with the horses. I don't need to be an expert. Just because you love something, like, oh man, that animal's cool, doesn't mean you know everything about it.
Right.
As long as I know enough and show interest in, oh, that's a really cool fact, I'll remember that.
Right.
I really like I wanted to do something where it's like a couple things that are not voluntary. Kind of like, it'd be so easy to just be in a situation, like the friend thing. I'm like, it's so easy to get in a situation where you're like, just fuck it, just leave them.
Because to be honest, that's actually one of the things that actually came to my head is like, I don't mind doing RP, but what I mind is if there's something going on, and if I could just GTFO, like, since I'm amongst friends, it's like, guys, I'm just not feeling it, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. And, like, everyone will know, oh, okay, Liv's not feeling it, it's good, whatever. Because I feel like if I'm amongst friends, I could do that. But, again, that falls in line to that whole, like I was saying earlier, you have like a small mistake, and then you have like an admin just kind of like throw the book at you. You can't necessarily say, well, fuck this shit, I'm getting out of here. Like, you have peers, you have viewers, and everyone's like watching you, kind of type of thing. And so you can't necessarily do that when you're doing it with people that do this for a living. So, yeah, that was also like another thought that did come to mind for sure.
Mm-hmm. I mean, also, well, this is just sort of basic stuff. It could change. I mean, characters develop in that, but these are just sort of basic things like, man, if you offer him a drink, he's going to take it. Though, I separated that in, like, when he's not like, his mentality is party hard and work harder. Like when you're partying, go in, but when you're working, you need to get the work done, and then you can party. Kind of mentality that I wanted to give him. Then the horse one, just like, hey, he likes horses. It would just prevent me from doing like, oh, I'm just going to do something stupid and try and Skyrim my horse. Or like take my horse down something. Like if I have an actual investment in my horse, I'm not going to do anything potentially suicidal with the horse. Also, it makes chasing someone down a lot easier because I won't kill their horse. So it's not going to be like one of those. Not that it's kind of boring. It's like a horse chase. You just shoot the guy's horse, and then chase is over. But my character's like will not probably might not even take the shot at the guy. Not that there's a lot of it's more play shooting.
Mm-hmm.
It's more for RP than actually like winning. It's like suggested in bank robberies, like you exchange fire with the cops, but you don't actually try and hit them. Like you aim close to them, but like you don't actually like nick them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could be like, oh, I got hit, role play an injury. Kind of just make it fun instead of being like, oh, I headshotted every sheriff that showed up.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of moments on Silent Sentry when it comes to essentially like committing crimes and that sort of thing. That's been one of the strong points. Is people in RP, they go in with the mentality that they of winning essentially, and there are people that they would value life and they would question it, but because they're role playing, it's more exciting to go with the win style. But in real life, there will probably be more people that would question their next move. And Silent Sentry that's definitely an area that he wants to see change, to where you gotta force people to think. I could like there's not like a very harsh punishment if you kill somebody, say a cop. And that's definitely an area that Silent Sentry has been very vocal about. If anyone ever goes and watches streams, and he's talked about it many times. And yeah, that's it. It is something that I never thought about in roleplay, mainly because I didn't know about like the whole, I don't want to say economy side, but like all the little details about like punishment with crimes and that sort of thing. It was something I never thought about, and then of course now it's just kind of interesting whenever we do the clips and stuff, and I definitely gotten more intrigued with RP since I actually started the podcast. So,
welcome.
But yeah, it's that is definitely an area that I could easily see and understand about trying to like not hit a cop and trying. Yeah,
I mean, I think one of the mentalities that's kind of encouraged, or maybe I'm just thinking for myself, is just when you're going to kill someone, like you don't go in the mentality. It's like you're going to kill someone. Don't be like, oh well, they're just going to respawn.
Yeah.
That might not be what's going to happen. If you're going to kill someone, be prepared for the fact that they might perma.
Yeah.
If the conditions are right, they might perma, and that character's dead. So it's like, don't just kill people to kill people. Like also, that's also RDM, like random deathmatch. You need a reason and roleplay before stuff like that happens. You can't kill other people. You can be a psycho murderer that leads people out into the wilderness and then stabs them and has them roll down hills. Totally not referencing Ziggy's character Norman Bones, who's now he's in GTA RP, and now he's also in the Red Dead server. And he's like believes himself to be the god of death, or he believes himself to be death. Also, that death is the only god. It's an interesting character.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of interesting characters.
But yeah, I don't know, I'm excited to give it a shot. It's something I've wanted to do, and hey, boom. I might be able to.
Yeah.
I just have to see how it goes.
But yeah, I'm definitely thinking about, there could possibly be some interesting stories about your character in wartime. So I guess I'm gonna say it, but if you need a writer to help you come up with some ideas for specific moments or personality to the character, basically, I mean, this is all you, so, like, I mean, it's gonna be purely advice, obviously, but... But I would not mind sitting down and, like, kind of hearing, like... Basically, I'm interested to hear, like, a kind of like a more full detail of, like, the character. I mean, obviously, we'll probably get more into it when you actually get accepted, that sort of thing. But
yeah.
I would love to actually sit down and actually hear, like, the type of character, and we could possibly, like, work out potential details of, like, maybe I shouldn't say, but, like, you know, I don't know, just different things about the character that could probably make it more interesting, more funny, just kind of different moments of that nature. So
maybe
it's just an idea.
Yeah, but in all honesty, I'll do research and, like, I don't know if I would come up with, like, I don't want to script my character entirely. Like, oh, these stories I've all written. I'm, like, already written them. I'm just retelling them. I mean, I'll educate myself on, like, okay, these are sort of, like, general facts. But in all honesty, some of the best stories are ones you just make up on the spot. Where it's just like...
Are you think you're good at that? Of coming up with something on the spot? Which is the reason why I'm kind of asking.
If I have enough I could probably do... Yeah, I could probably come up with, like, war stories on the spot. I could do that. Probably. Again, I need to know a little more about the conflict, kind of have an idea of where and what I did, and then I could totally just come up with things.
Okay. Yeah, it's just that was another kind of type of thought I had, is like, can you think of stuff on the fly kind of type of thing? And I thought maybe if there was, like, some potential help to, like, come up with a backstory of something. It's not something that you need to, like, remember. You just need to remember it once. Because obviously it's an RP kind of type of thing. So, like, what you say one day may not be relevant, like, 3 days later, you know? So...
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just a thought. It was just a thought.
Yeah, I can come up with random stories. Like the one time back in Sunday school, I was dating this really strange girl. She just had this weird attraction to nature, and she hugged trees a lot, like an uncomfortable amount. Like there's a certain amount of tree hugging that you'd be like, okay, you know, sure, why not? But there's just a little too much, and just really, really clingy kind of thing. Oh, I had something there. I got halfway through that thought.
I got a better one.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. So, have you guys heard about my story with my grandpappy? My grandpappy, he fought in the war. He had it with the inch of his life. He took it right in the eye. I was missing. Half his brain was exposed. He lived. That's what happened. He lived. They tried to repair him. He didn't look the same afterwards, but he lived. He went on. And let me tell you about my grandpappy. My grandpappy the other day, you won't even understand. I was talking to him. I was saying, Grandpappy, you want some coffee? And next thing I know, he was over there in the corner. He was hugging the plant. I was like, why are you hugging the plant? I missed your sister. I don't have a sister. And there he was, just hugging the plant. I cried, man. Made me think. My grandpappy doesn't know how to read. Oh, God. Oh. I had to go to the library and teach him how to read. Found a book. I didn't know what to do with it, but I mean, to be fair, you know, my grandpappy, you know, he didn't necessarily teach his own father how to read. So my father, you know, he didn't know how to read either. So he just told me to chop wood. So every time when I think about when I can't read, dude, I just need to chop me some wood. Where's the forest? See, that's how you do it, bro. That's how you do it.
Interesting. Very eccentric. Very, very eccentric way of doing it, but we get some points across.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Does anyone? Here's a question. Chat. Anyone still in chat? Did anyone just hear what was said? I'm just curious. Does anyone have any clue what Dark said? Just curious.
What you said.
What you said. Does anyone remember the story that Dark just told? I'm just curious. Because the point I'm trying to make. Here's a better question. Do you remember what you said?
It was a story about me dating someone in Sunday school.
Right.
Really liked hugging trees.
Right. Was that it?
That was it. I kind of was like, not sure where I want the story to go after that.
And my story was about a grandpappy that didn't know how to read.
Also was in the war.
Well, he fought in the war, okay, and he took a bullet in the face, right through the eye.
We Hastings have a very long history with warfare. Like back in the, oh God, which crusade was it? There were so many of them we served in. The crusade with Richard III, one of my, I was going to say great, that was hundreds of years ago. That wouldn't be right. One of my ancestors, that's the word I wanted to use. Okay.
See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean.
I'm sorry, there was a pop-up on my screen. Fucking pop-up on my screen. It was just like, do this. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that right now. One of my ancestors was one of the first people in storming the gates of Jerusalem. Took an arrow right into the heart. But he was one of the first. One of the proudest days of our family line. Until, it all went to shit and the entire thing was lost. But hey, we were there. We didn't win the war, but we were in the battles. I might need to work on that. Okay, I need to work on my storytelling.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
And
here's another thing. Have you ever wondered why I could just come up with something on the fly? Have you ever been curious about that, or no?
You took improv classes?
Nope.
Okay, then no. I have no idea.
It goes back to my wrestling days. I was a huge wrestling fan as a kid. I remember we had to walk, talk, act, and be the role of the characters that we saw on TV. We had to be that character. I remember me and my friends, when we were kids, we would cut promos of the wrestlers that we saw on TV. And we tried to nail it to a T. We would dress like them, act like them, talk like them, try and wrestle like them. That's what we did as kids. And you got to remember this. My first memories on life. My first memories in life. This is real. I did this. Me and my friends, we would cut promos. We would talk about how much we hated Shawn Michaels. because he's winning all these championship titles. He thinks he owns the place, and I want to take him and wrestle him for his Intercontinental Championship tonight. That's what we did as kids, and we would do that, and this went on, like, I think until, like, before I became a teenager, and then it just kind of, like, fizzled out, but, like, it actually all goes back to my wrestling days. When me and my friends, we would just wrestle each other, and there was times to where we would cut promos, we would talk about stuff. And so basically you had to come up with stuff on the fly. And this was me, like, being like 7 years old, 5 years old. And I had to do this. And we enjoyed it. We had passion doing it. And that's where it actually falls into. And then as I got older, we just... Okay, there was a time to where, like, me and my friends, we did this, like, stupid thing to where we were like drug dealers. Don't ask questions. This is just Kid Liv being Kid Liv, and we just did stupid shit. Anyone own, like, an electric pencil sharpener? Anyone ever owned, like, an electric pencil sharpener?
Nope.
No? Okay. Well, if you ever had or owned, like, an electric pencil sharpener, I had one for many, many years. I actually think a couple years ago, I think it finally died. That's how old it was. I had it since the 90s, I think. 90s or early 2000s. And basically, if you ever seen, like, the shavings of a pencil, it looks like weed. Me and my stupid friends, we actually did this. We took pencil shavings and we pretend it was marijuana. God, I hate myself. We took pencil shavings and we treated it like weed. My mom actually found it. What is this, Liv? What is... It was the weirdest, awkward moment I ever had. When you're being truthful to your mom and your mom thinks you're a fucking liar. That was weird.
Yeah.
So, like, basically, I had, like, no rules as a kid. And it was weird. Just, both of my parents worked, so basically, they were out of the house most of the time. And me and my friends, we just had our own little world, our own little fantasies. The only problem is, we basically had no filter. And no parental supervision, so... fuck it. Both a thing I hate and love as a kid. And... basically, that was just kind of what we did as kids. And we portrayed that. We did that. And we did that for, like, years and years. And then, of course, as I got older, things happened. You move from town to town. People come and go. But that's what I did as a kid. And now that I'm slowly starting to get into watching roleplay, I slowly started to realize I've been role-playing for years and didn't even know it. When I was a kid, I was role-playing becoming a wrestler. And then some weird-ass drug dealer that pushes pencil shavings onto the generations. But I did that. And now, looking back on it, like, that's where I role-played for many years and never saw it as roleplay. It was just a couple of kids that they went a long way to be sarcastic to where they just, you take pencil shavings. I don't know. Oh man, this actually feels a little weird talking about it because, like, it's something I did, and, like, it's been, like, freaking years, And the whole time, it was basically preparing for this podcast. I slowly started to realize that. Because my original idea was I was just going to sit here, talk about Dark, maybe hear about his character. And then all of a sudden I slowly started to realize, wait a second. I actually been role-playing for years and just didn't even know it. And so, and then on top of that, coming up with jokes on the fly. Another thing that me and my this kind of falls in line to like just goofing off and having fun. Like here was a thing that me and my friends did at one point. This kind of falls in line to comedy and also at the same time just trying to come up with stuff on the fly. What's the title of a legitimate TV show or movie? And then what's the porn title that would be the parody of it? Like, you just had to come up with a title, and I never sat down and actually started thinking, holy shit. Like, that's actually a thinker. You gotta take a regular TV show and turn it into, like, the porn version of it. Like, here's one, just off the top of my head. Witcher. Bitcher. You call it Bitcher. I don't know why, but you roll with it. You know, you. By the way, I just came up with that. So like, you just have to like come up with stuff on the fly. I think the best one I came up with. You ever hear of a movie called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, starring? I think it had Steve Martin and John Candy. You ever see it or hear of it?
I think I've heard of it, yes.
My porn version was... crap. What was it? Okay, so the name of the movie is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. My porn version was Whips, Chains, and Nipple Rings. That was what I came up with. So, like, this is what I had to go through, like, for years and years. And to this day, me and my friends still come up with stupid stuff. And some of it's like stuff we just make up on the fly, and then other times it's like we just did it so many times it just comes naturally. So like that's actually what I did. And it's just kind of funny, the idea that, you know, I never thought about it until now that you're trying to like do the RP thing, but anyway, that's where all of that kind of comes from. And I believe that's actually the first time I ever brought it up. Ever. I never talked about that on my we never talked about it on this podcast. I never talked about it on my streams, so that's actually the first I ever talked about it. And I just now realized maybe too much information, but you know what? If there's any information there that would remotely help Dark, or at least get him to think, maybe it's worth. I don't know. But yeah, that's actually where all of that came from. So, little food for thought. Now, the moral of the story is, no, you don't become a wrestler. That's just stupid. And also don't use pencil shavings for weed.
And were they not even like, you know, from green pencil crayons? Like you didn't even go that far?
No. We just mainly just smoked lead. That's all we did.
Okay. Explain the what.
Which is why I wouldn't recommend it. We just took regular pencils, put them through... That was another thing, just thinking about it. How many pencils did we shrink over the years just so that way we could have fake weed?
Probably more than you'd like to admit.
Probably more of, I just want to forget about this now. But yeah, that was a thing. Well, I think I said too much. Dark, is there anything else you want to talk about? RP stuff?
No. I think that's coming up with stories on the fly. I need to get probably more practice with that. Or I don't know, maybe it'll be easier in character. I don't know. I mean, I'm good at like with writing and like coming up with stories through writing, but just telling a story, I've never really been great at telling stories.
Which is why I thought maybe come up with like a few jokes and stuff, and you just kind of have them like ready for you. And I thought maybe that would be like a better way of going about it, which is why I thought maybe collab a little bit, so that way you have something on hand.
Have a couple pre-prepared things, and then.
I mean, obviously, we need like a couple of like trial runs essentially, and I kind of figured that would be like a thing, but. Anyway. I guess
anyway, short podcast, by the way.
Yeah, very short podcast. We're going to be going over 3 hours again. So, on to Artist of the Week. You want to go first?
Sure. Who did I pick? I totally remember. Oh, The Clash. That's right. So I chose. Yeah, no, I didn't choose them before, did I?
No,
so.
Yeah, it's completely new.
Okay, well, I chose The Clash. They're a British band. Not like the Beatles popular. I mean, is anyone the Beatles popular?
It depends on who you ask.
I know that's all up to opinion, but. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I like the songs. I mean, I feel like I should I stay or should I go? And like I Fought the Law. I feel like those are songs that probably a lot of people have heard. Those are popular songs that played a lot. Also in video games too. I mean, I know Should I Stay or Should I Go was in the opening of Far Cry 4? Far Cry 4. Should I Stay or Should I Go was played in the opening for that game, which is funny when, you know, in the opening of that game, you have a choice to stay or go. So appropriate. It's like they knew what they were doing. Man, sometimes game devs actually have good ideas.
I know, right?
Surprise.
Kind of like some of the games that came up for 2020.
Yeah. So, yeah, the songs I picked are kind of like the 4 songs I listen to and I like. Liv, what did you think?
Well, in the end, I actually do know someone that actually is into The Clash, and because of them, I kind of picked up some of their songs, so I hear them from time to time. They're a classic. The songs you went with is possibly some of the best songs I think The Clash came up with, for sure. The only difference is, quick question. I couldn't help but notice that you went with I Fought the Law. Are we including cover songs into our... Because usually whenever I pick an artist, I try and go with a song that was straight from them. And I was kind of curious. Are we going with cover songs included as well?
No. Why? The Clash made I Fought the Law.
No. That was a song from the 1950s. Or... 50s?
No. I'm pretty sure. No, because anytime I hear it reference people, it says it's a play on the Clash's I Fought the Law.
Yeah, it's a song from 1965. Bob Fuller, Texas. Delphi Records under Mustang Records.
Oh, Joe, look at that. Wait.
Oh wait, no, wait. That's Bob Fuller's version
Bob Fuller.
Yeah, it was written in 1958 by Sonny Curtis. Yeah, so it was the 50s. And it was a song from, I guess, the Crickets.
Single by the Crickets. I did not know that. I thought I Fought the Law was a Clash song.
I knew it was a cover, I just forgot who.
I did not know that the Clash one was a cover. Huh.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, there was actually a song that I wanted to go with Motorhead, but I discovered it was a cover, so I left it out. Yeah, and it's the I Fought the Law. I always knew it was a cover. I just forgot who it was. But yeah. So usually
I did not know it was I didn't know the Clash version was a cover. I thought it was the original one.
I will say they probably did the better version because I definitely don't know Bob Fuller and I definitely definitely don't know Sonny Curtis. So
Green Day's version's pretty good.
Yeah, I heard you say that. I think we were all in Discord off stream when you brought that up. I'm sure it's good, but I always just prefer to go with a classic, and for me, I always prefer the Clash's version. But that aside, yeah, so basically, the only thing I would have changed if I were to make the list, because I knew that I Fought the Law was a cover, I actually would have went with Jimmy Jazz. I love that song because it tells a story. I absolutely love it, and it has a very jazzy tune to it. Highly recommend it. And then, I was never really a big fan of Lost in the Supermarket. I actually would have went with... To be honest, me and my friends like it, not because it's good, but because it sucks. The song is called... Know You're Right, I think is the name of that song. And I'm not gonna sing it, but the opening line to that song was just so funny. This is a public service announcement with guitars. That's how the song starts. That's how they open it. And it kind of goes into a little bit political if you actually listen to the lyrics. But let's just say if you ever look up These Are Your Rights, I forget the name of the exact song, but it's something like Know Your Rights or something like that. It's from The Clash. I think it's off their album... crap, I'm drawing a blank. God damn it. If I see the name of the freaking goddamn... But yeah, basically, me and my friends, we just laugh at that song because it really comes off like as if freaking, what's his name? Joe Strummer, it really comes off like he just got punched in the face, he has a concussion, and it's like, okay, let's do this song. This is a public service announcement! Guys, that's not even in the lyrics. What the hell is he doing? With guitars! I know that's not in the lyrics. What, is he going into business for himself? So, like, yeah, I think it was from the album Combat Rock. I think, yeah, it's from the album Combat Rock. Me and my friends, we just like it because it just sounds so funny. And the way it's presented sounds funny, because it really does sound like Joe Strummer is trying to sing a song with a concussion. That's what it sounds like to us. So, but yeah, those were the two songs I would have replaced. Lost in the Supermarket would have been switched with You Know Your Rights, and then Jimmy Jazz. Jimmy Jazz is the way better song. Otherwise, if I wanted to stick with classics, Brand New Cadillac is so good. Every time I drive my car, even though it's not a Cadillac, if I get drunk enough, I'm pretty sure it could be anything I want. And if it's a Cadillac, it's gonna be a Cadillac. But my car actually has like a wide hood, wide and long hood, like what you would see in the 70s. So it's actually a car from the 80s, but it's 70s. And every time when I hear that song, Brand New Cadillac, if I'm driving in my car, that's such a good feeling. But yeah, The Clash is good. It definitely would have been one of my picks for Artist of the Week. I would have had a little bit of a different say in the songs, but I mean, there's not a single song that Dark picked I wasn't into. It's really good. I'm fully aware of The Clash. Highly recommended. And at least for Know Your Rights, that's just a good laugh. So yeah, I would say definitely a good pick. And then on top of that, I went with the Drunks, and well, I basically just went with these guys because they're underground, and I just wanted to go with a band that you guys probably never heard of. And it's definitely a band that I wish I could get my hands on the vinyl record, but it would cost me more just to get the vinyl record because I don't have a 3-speed record player. So because of that, I would have to get a record player. And if I get a record player, I think I want the option to turn it into digital. If I turn it into digital, it's got to be a 3-speed record player that could turn it into digital. And then I could maybe sell off my record player to get pencil shaving, so that way I could go back on my weed again. That's a joke. But yeah, I went with the Drunks mainly because me and a bunch of people in the comment section on the YouTube, which is the only way you could hear these guys. They're actually from Texas. They're a really good band, at least in my opinion. I love these guys because they sound like my favorite band of all time. They sound like classic, traditional Motorhead. And I love the bassist. His name is Kolemi, is the name of the bassist. It's got to be a reference to Lemmy Kilmister. It's just, he just took the K from Kill and just put it there in the beginning. But I just really love these guys. I would say more, but we're kind of stretching on a little long here. But yeah. Dark, what was your thoughts about the Drunks?
I thought they were alright. Are you sure they're just underground, that none of their songs have played on the radio before?
Oh, they are not radio. They are definitely not radio.
Because I felt like I heard Death Dealer before, but it may just have something similar to another song.
It's possible. It's possible.
Because the thing is, it's like there were some parts I'm like, that kind of sounds familiar, but the rest of the song didn't ring a bell at all. So I think maybe there were just parts that sounded similar to another song I've heard before, which I can't remember at all.
Yeah. All I just know is I was. This is actually how I discovered him. Just real fast. Basically, I was looking up dark country songs, and this was basically one of those songs I just happened to find, and I thought I was gonna hear like a country song with like dark lyrics. That's what dark country is. And when I did that, I came across this band, and they're like speed punk. They're really good, and I just absolutely love them. So yeah, I actually don't know what song it could be. You said it was Death Dealer? Sounds similar?
Yeah, it sounds similar. I just don't know.
Weird. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Oh well, probably never. They'll probably be like when I discovered Minority by Green Day again, where it's like I heard that song on the radio when I was like 5 or something. Like
right.
And I didn't remember the lyrics, but I remembered the and I couldn't remember the lyrics for the life of me.
Right.
And then I found it when Twitch Sings put Minority on there. I was listening through the previews, and it did the chorus, and I'm like, oh my god, it's the song that I was never able to figure out. I'm like, I could never figure out what the hell the song was. And I did.
But yeah, I really love these guys. They only have 500 copies of this record. There is like one place I was able to find that sells it, but I have to get a freaking record player in order to even like do all of that. So I'll rather just pass, and hopefully someone would be kind enough to put it online like the other two songs. But yeah, anyway. I guess we should wrap things up here. So, any last minute thoughts before we end the stream here?
Oh, Liv, you know how well I am with last minute thoughts. I thought it all sucked, that we should burn the podcast, and we should start over. Starting over episode 1, baby!
Oh, thank God. So that way we could get rid of this terrible name, Dark Live Podcast. Oh God! I always hated that name! It's not even a fucking podcast! Oh!
I can't even believe we mutually agreed on it.
All of a sudden, my ad you. Holy shit! Anyway. Yeah, we really do need to end here, so, guys, it's been awesome. Is there a game that might be coming up on your channel, Dark, just real fast? Or is it just whenever?
That's a great question. I don't know. Probably do some Red Dead. Not RP. And maybe I'll get Battlefront 2. OG, not the OG, I already own the OG. But like the new one.
Battlefront 2, nice.
And it's a fun game. I played it back when it was pay to win. And I had a lot of fun with it, and it's only gotten better since then, so it's on my radar. So maybe.
Well, hopefully that all works out. And then, of course, as for me, I'm going to be streaming Persona 4 tomorrow. And you know what? Because I'm just so happy, I think I want to do one more Yakuza stream. So I think I don't think it's going to be immediately after this stream. I think I want to take a break a little bit, but I think I do later tonight. I think I want to do like a send-off to Yakuza 0. Because I'm going to be diving into Persona, and it's going to be awesome. I'm going to love that. Already downloaded it, so I just need to fire it up with the, whatchamacallit. Yeah, we're pushing 3 hours, so we're ending the stream.
Short podcast, by the way.
Yeah. Short podcast, man. I wanted to go 1 hour and 30 minutes. Double that, you're on the money. You're on the money. So, I do apologize for dragging on, but things just happen, topics happen, things happen. Guys, it's been a pleasure. We'll hopefully see you guys in 2 weeks on the 27th when Dark is hosting. So,
yay, and hopefully my internet doesn't crap out.
Yeah, I've been noticing that. So, anyway, guys, on behalf of me and Dark, we want to thank you very much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys on the 27th of January. It's going to be awesome. So, see you guys then. Bye, everyone.